What's up, everybody? So the Alec Baldwin portion of the Rust movie shooting trial kicks off next week. Jury selection kicks off on Tuesday, July the 9th. Yesterday, Variety.com ran an article about something that is going to come up in the Alec Baldwin portion of the trial. The headline reads, Alec Baldwin wanted to ride a horse, but the Rust safety advisor said no. There was a bit of yelling. Rust resumed filming in Montana 18 months after Alec Baldwin accidentally shot the film's cinematographer while preparing for a scene at a New Mexico ranch. Naturally, the producers were focused on safety, forbidding the use of any functional firearms on set, and hiring 2 veteran safety officers to oversee the completion of filming. Now, one of those officers, Paul Jordan, is set to testify against Alec Baldwin at his upcoming manslaughter trial in Santa Fe, saying that the actor resisted advice not to ride a horse at full gallop. There was a little bit of yelling at times. He insisted he could do certain things that everyone else felt he couldn't do. That's what Jordan testified to in a pre-trial interview. Prosecutors want to use Jordan's testimony to help establish a pattern of recklessness. They have argued that the accidental shooting was just one of several instances on set in which Alec Baldwin was careless with safety. They have also sought to show videos of Baldwin cursing and rushing the crew on set in New Mexico. Jordan wasn't on set in New Mexico, and Baldwin's defense says his opinions about what happened when filming resumed are beside the point. I think it shows the way he was acting. Maybe it's possible, this is probably what the defense is going to say, he was acting differently before the shooting than he was acting now. That's probably what they're going to say, like what happened afterwards has nothing to do with what happened before. Nothing that took place in Montana more than a year after the incident occurred is relevant to any issue in this case. The defense argued in a motion to bar his testimony. I get why they are trying to do that, but I agree that it is relevant because it shows possibly what Alec Baldwin was like to deal with and the things he was doing. If he was disagreeing with stuff after the shooting, what was he doing before the shooting? That is likely what the prosecution will bring up. Baldwin has said that he has a bad hip, which makes it hard to get on a horse. In his pre-trial interview, Jordan said that Baldwin required 3 or 4 people to help him mount and dismount the horse. Once on the horse, he wanted to ride fast over uneven terrain. The safety officers didn't want him to do more than a gentle walk. We took the gallop out of it completely, Jordan said. He just kept insisting that he was capable of doing it, and we didn't feel that he was. Ultimately, Baldwin heeded the warnings, very reluctantly, Jordan stated. Jordan worked at Universal for many years, overseeing safety on film sets. In 2022, he retired and set up a consulting business. The completion of Rust was one of his first consulting jobs. He testified that he expected it to be a simple, very straightforward production because after Helena Hutchins' death, it was so high profiled and the entertainment unions were paying so close attention to it, but that turned out not to be the case. There were a lot of budget issues, Jordan said in his pre-trial interview. We had a lot of complaints of people that weren't getting paid properly. There wasn't always enough time prep, very last minute decisions on a lot of things that should have been handled early on. Very, very difficult communication. Man, this sounds like what I deal with in my everyday life with what I actually do. That's, man. He said several people quit because they didn't think they could do their jobs within the limits of what they had to work with. Asked what opinions he would be offering at trial, he said the biggest opinion is we managed to finish. There was a lot of doubt. The film has not been released. Producers may be eyeing the Toronto International Film Festival. In a separate motion, the defense has accused the prosecution of improperly attacking Baldwin's character. The defense wants to bar the prosecutors from showing the set videos of Baldwin cursing or engaging in allegedly reckless behavior with his gun, saying they are also irrelevant. How is that irrelevant? Baldwin is on trial for involuntary manslaughter, not his attitude, the defense wrote in the filing. The defense also argued that the state is attempting to use the video clips in a deceptive way, creating confusion between Baldwin's on-set conduct and his performance in character. Using isolated clips of an actor playing a cowboy on a movie set as evidence, if they're using like clips from the movie, not if they're using clips like just what he's doing when the cameras aren't rolling, of the actor's recklessness is like using footage of a boxing match as evidence that the boxer is violent. I mean, if that is what they are doing, that is true. If they are showing clips from the movie, like an actual movie scene of things he's doing while acting, that is absolutely irrelevant. But if they are using things that are like caught off camera, that he's doing behind the scenes, that would be relevant, in my opinion. The prosecution has argued that such evidence helps demonstrate Baldwin's state of mind, which is an element in proving a manslaughter charge. A hearing on numerous motions to exclude testimony is set for this Monday. Jury selection is set to begin on Tuesday, which would be July 9th. So the July 8th is when they are doing the motions to exclude testimony. So it's going to be very interesting. I have a lot of friends in the film industry on both sides of the camera, as actors and as people like in production. And they are both, and they are all, there's more than two, I don't know why I said both, and they are torn on this as well. I always get different views and opinions on this from both sides. Everything seems to be split right down the middle, both ways when it comes to this one. The comments on the videos, the ones that do well, are always split. There's definitely not one side having a landslide victory over the other side from what I see in the things that I post. But what do you think? What do you think? Do you think Alec Baldwin is responsible? Do you think he's not responsible? Do you think it was the production that was responsible? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.